Hey there, everybody, and welcome into another edition of Cory Comments On. I'm your host, Cory McKnight, and I hope that you join me every Friday at 2 and 5 p.m. right here on All Western New York Radio for the show. After your brief news update with Scott Leffler, of course, at 2 and 5. Thank you for that, Scott. Appreciate the update. Anyway, rolling right along here. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome into the show. It's Friday, January 19th, 2018, which is National Popcorn Day on our Weird Days calendar here. Not really into this one that much. I don't really like popcorn. I mentioned that during the crappy holiday gifts rant right before Christmas that I hate those tubs of popcorn people give every holiday because I just don't like popcorn. I don't know what it is. I like sweets better, I guess, but if you're into eating popcorn, that white cheddar stuff, I know people go crazy for that in the black bag. People go insane for that. That was like currency in high school, like trading that shit off like fucking cigarettes in jail. But if you're into that stuff, go buy some popcorn today and enjoy it. But if you do buy popcorn today, just don't buy it off of Craigslist. Not that you would, most likely anyway, but I just needed some kind of like segue between the popcorn thing and Craigslist because that's what I want to talk about today and it's the best I could do. Anyway, Craigslist. Forget popcorn. I don't even like that stuff. That's what I want to talk about because I just read an article today that was kind of interesting, I guess, in a way, but just like more sad. And it's another kind of, negative story in the Western New York, Rochester, whatever area. And I hate to focus on these for the show all the time, but this one just kind of got me because it reminded me that Craigslist is fucked. And I kind of have been wanting to do a show about it. But I ran across this article about a Craigslist robbery scam attempt out in Batavia, actually, here in New York. Reading from the article, it says, Batavia police have arrested two men that they say plan to rob people responding to a Craigslist ad. Officers say the men, 23-year-old Jaquil Tomlin of Batavia and 19-year-old Kwame Santiago of Stafford, posted a fake vehicle for sale ad on Craigslist with plans to rob any responding buyers. It's messed up. Police say a concerned citizen alerted police to the suspect's suspicious behavior, quote-unquote. When they were arrested, Santiago and Tomlin were found with replica weapons, officers say. Both were arrested and charged with conspiracy. They are being held without bail at Genesee County Jail. Tomlin was also arrested on a warrant for criminal mischief and assault. Great, just throw a couple more in there. It's messed up. Like I said, I'm trying to lure people into I don't know if it was a remote area or what. I would have to think. Maybe like a residential area, maybe that wasn't too populated. Who knows? It didn't say for sure like where they were trying to set up this trap, but they were trying to trap people to come buy a vehicle and then rob them, take their cash, whatever, jewelry, belongings, car, who knows? They could have stolen anything, could have killed them, could have, and then this guy's got a criminal mischief and assault charges that were outstanding, had a warrant already out, so violent offender already in his past, this Tomlin character. I think his name's Jaquil. I think that's how you say that. Sorry if I butchered the names. Anyway, reading about this just reminded me, like I said, you really gotta watch your step on Craigslist. I have sold many things actually on Craigslist in the past, that being said, and I've almost always had a positive experience. There's like one or two that were either like a weird vibe or things just didn't go according to plan really, but you gotta have a strategy and like a plan, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, first of all, here, like my first tip for this Craigslist thing, if you're gonna sell stuff especially, or even for buying things too, public location, 100% of the time. Never, there may be exceptions if you're going to see maybe something in somebody's home they can't really move or something like that, like furniture, I don't know. But if you're going to buy like electronics or something small that you can just pass from hand to hand, meet in public. Go to McDonald's, go to fucking Chipotle or the mall or something or whatever and have people around. Make sure that they can't just run off with your money and not even have the item that you're supposed to buy, or vice versa if you're trying to sell something. Public location, always, always, always. Big one is, I would say, agree on the price before you meet. A lot of people will put ads up that are like, the price is not firm, it's flexible, whatever. If you go to buy something and you try to haggle or whatever, go ahead. I'm not saying don't do that, but if you're selling something, you definitely want to agree on the price beforehand and not really leave it open to haggling, because I had a guy try to kind of pull a fast one on me. In text communication, he seemed ready to pay one price. In person, he was not ready to pay anywhere near there and tried to talk me out of it with some fast talk, and I was like, sorry, man, can't make a deal now. He tried to fast talk me. You can't fast talk a fast talker. Sorry, bro. So yeah, watch out for the fast talkers and agree on a price before you meet the person. Stick to it. A little room here and there if, cut them a deal. One time I sold a TV to somebody and they asked for like $10 less than what we agreed upon because it was for one of their daughter's birthday, and she was really nice. I was like, okay, fine. Like, I'll knock 10 off the price. But if somebody tries to haggle you down for like 50, 100 off, no room for that. Agree on the price before you meet them. And just watch out for the weird stuff. Like, you can tell immediately from an ad if it's not detailed, if it seems sketchy, it probably is sketchy. And stay away from anything like this freaking car buying scam where, I'm sure these guys didn't post a very professional ad for this thing. And if you can use, deductive reasoning, see that the information doesn't look right, the deal seems too good to be true, it's in a remote area, I don't know. I would stay away from those ones because Craigslist can be sketchy. We've had some serial killers and shit and fucking people trying to scam you, rob you. But that being said, Craigslist has worked out for me in the past. Like I said, I've sold many things before. But one of the kind of more like weird encounters that I had, which was not really negative at all in the end, but for a second it seemed like it could be, was when I sold my Xbox about a year ago or so. I kept lowering the price because I didn't really get too many offers for it, and I eventually put it up for a pretty low price and finally got a bite, but the guy wanted me to come to his house. So I broke one of my rules that I just shared with you about electronics. You can pass, hand to hand. And I did actually bring it to his house because I wanted the money. So upon getting to his address, I am pulling up into a pretty rough neighborhood kind of. Walk up into the door. He greets me. He's standing at the door and I got the stuff with me. And as we walk into his house, he locks the door behind us as we go in. And I thought that was kind of weird, but I don't know. I mean, some people keep their door locked all the time, but he did it as soon as I stepped in. He moved me out of the way to lock the door behind me. I was like, fuck, started getting a weird vibe. But when I actually talked to him for a little bit, introduced myself, set up the system for him, and showed him how to use it. That's kind of why he wanted me to come over, because he wasn't really too well versed with technology like that, and he wanted me to kind of demo it for him to see if he wanted to buy it. I needed the money, and I took a chance and did it, and it ended up working out fine. He was actually pretty cool. Pretty weird vibe, though. He was real quiet, and then the locking the door thing, he was looking out the windows and stuff, but I don't know, maybe he just got out of jail or something. He's just trying to, he's used to the old ways from having to watch your back all the time. I don't know, but it was a weird vibe. I recognized it immediately and tried to keep it super short. It ended up being fine, but just if it doesn't feel right, don't do what I did and just fucking walk in there and get locked into the Craigslist killer's house, because you never know. I was lucky, so I'm not going to do that again. But have you ever had a weird Craigslist encounter? I would like to hear your story. Or has somebody tried to rip you off? Somebody harassed you through Craigslist? Anything weird, any funny stuff you find in there? Maybe the rants and raves? I would like to know, because Craigslist is a very interesting place. So anyway, hit me up at allwnycory on Twitter if you got some Craigslist stories for me, or if you want to sell me some stuff. I don't know, I'll buy some stuff from you, but we got to meet in public at McDonald's. And you got to get me a number 6 with a fucking Sprite. And we have a deal. Anyway, hit me up on Twitter at allwnycory if you want to chat it up. And keep listening every Friday for the show. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here today on Cory Comments On. This is Cory McKnight signing off. I will see you next week.